you guys. Texas was beautiful. That good 80 degrees. Yes, Dallas. I loved it. But I'm about to go back to the DMV area where it's 60 as the high, maybe 70. But that's okay. Health and Fit family, what's good? Now, we were talking about crash diets. And you know, a crash diet is where you lose a lot of weight at a little bit of time. But eventually, you will crash and burn because it's hard to sustain. But you be snatched, you be looking good. So I just want to talk to y'all about one that I did for about 5 or 6 years because it was amazing. Was the Atkins / South Beach / low carb. Now let me tell you about this. I ran into a book called The Atkins Diet. It was in the library, you know, that thing that still has books. And I was like, I could eat all I want because that's what it said. Eat all you want and lose weight. I was like, yes, eat all you want. But come to find out, you can eat all the meat, all the fat, like meat, cheese, and that was about it. Butter and oil. And at the time, I was like, this sounds okay. I mean, you know, then it, you know, I had a few people that had tried it in the book and they were just saying how great it was, how healthier there was. And I was like, well, you know, I do like pork chops. You know, I like pork chops at the time. You know, I didn't know anything about anything. That was my first route into dieting. So I was like, well, I'll give it a try. So now I know a little bit better. So, you know, I started out. It has phases, of course, 4 phases. And they have the kickstart phase where you lose quite a bit. So here are the rules. Your diet is about 20 to 30 grams of carbs per day. And I was like, what the heck is a carb? Here we go. So there are 3 major or macro being big, not like micro, but macro food groups. There are proteins, which is going to be your meats like fish, chicken, quail, your beef, your cow, your bison. That's protein. And then there are going to be carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are your sugary foods. You know, they're slow and fast carbs. It's going to be like any of your grains, your oats, popcorn. I was like, no more rice cakes. No more rice cakes. Fruit. I was like, what? I can get fat from a strawberry? So no fruit because that's considered a carbohydrate. You know, it has sugar in it. Good sugar. And no, what else was it? Limit the fruits, limit the vegetables. Because I was like, vegetables too? But yeah, potatoes, carrots, any starchy vegetables, those are carbs. So I was like, wait. Did I miss a group? Grains, fruits, vegetables. Nuts were in that group. And I felt some type of way because I thought nuts were fats and proteins. But some nuts have, you know, some sugar in it. So I was like, okay, I can limit nuts because this is the first phase of it where you have very low carbohydrates. And then that third group, that third macro group is fats. At the time, you know, keto is major today. But at the time, back then, when I was doing it with Atkins, they didn't really say anything about the fats. They were more like, okay, yeah, you can add butter, you know, add oil, and you can eat cheese. And cheese is high fat and has some protein in it. So, you know, dairy and yogurt, high fat, protein stuff. I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I followed the first phase. That means you eat. It didn't really give me a rule. It said eat all the protein you want, you know, and yogurt and cheese. Just limit your carbohydrates. They wanted me to have broccoli, greens, some things I don't think I ate as much, like green beans and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, sure. So I did it for a week. Your girl lost 7 pounds. I was on cloud 9. After that, I followed the low carb diet. That's what they called it, low carb Atkins or South Beach diet for like the next 4 to 5 years because it was keeping me slim. And the way it did it is, number one, protein keeps you satiated. That means protein keeps you full, which means you're lowering your calorie intake. It's all about energy in, energy out. And of course, boom, boom, them guns, you know, it keeps you toner because your proteins are higher, which is, you know, muscle building. So I didn't really have to worry about it. At the time, I wasn't trying to be tall, but you know, some things are natural. No, I ain't had no muscles back then. I was just little. But at the I've learned since then, because there were some drawbacks to this low carb South Beach Atkins diet. There were some drawbacks. I will tell you, the biggest one was, bruh, sometimes you just want some sugar. Sometimes you be at a birthday party, you just want a piece of cake, and you just know that it's like 1,000,000 carbohydrates in that cake, but you want that cake. It was hard. The other issue is your body switches from burning sugar every day. It's used to eating carbs and grains and fruits. It's, we're having a good time. We're burning glucose. All of a sudden, you're not eating that much. And it's like, whoa, what are we supposed to do with this steak? What are we supposed to do with this chicken and this cheese and this yogurt? What are we doing? Your body now switches from burning sugar to trying to burn the fat that you're now consuming. And it goes into something called ketosis. And I remember the Atkins book told you to go buy these keto strips. So I went down to Rite Aid and bought me some keto strips. You urinate on the strip, and you want the strip to be like a pink or a purple. I know times have changed, but that was the thing. And if it was, that means your blood has a lot of ketones, because now it's breaking down fats. I was like, I know some proteins are breaking down, because it's trying to give your body something to fuel off of, because you're not giving it glucose, which is easy. You're making it work hard. So you want this, because now your body's burning fat. It's burning body fat now. I was like, oh. So I have issues. I wanted to make sure my steak was dark purple. So if it wasn't dark purple, I'd be like, oh, I need to eat more chicken, eat more turkey. So, it kind of messed up my mental for a little while, because I was so scared to eat a grape or a fruit cup. I'd be like, no, I'm gaining 20 pounds, no. Hence then I know you need fruit. But at the time, and another drawback was, bruh, you be thirsty. You just be so dehydrated, because carbohydrates, when you eat them, they hold water. You feel a little bit more fluffier. I was like, okay, I urinate all the time. I was dehydrated. I didn't drink enough water, and I had to keep my salt increased, because you're losing water, you're losing electrolytes. That was the issue. The last issue was I never did number 2. I would go for like a week, and I'd be like, when are we going to the potty? What's going on with me? My stomach would be flat. I was thin, but I was just full of chicken and crap. So, but that being said, I had to do some research, and I just, eat some coconut oil, or just increase my carbs a little higher so I could have some type of fiber in my diet, because I was not going. But those were the drawbacks. But the amazing thing was, I dropped weight like this. I was doing that for a good amount of time, but it was hard to sustain, because every now and then I wanted a banana. I'm like, what's up? I can't have a banana. It was just too many carbs. Or like I said, I wanted a piece of cake. I wanted a piece of pie. Thanksgiving rolled around, Christmas, holidays. You like, dang. How much Christmas turkey can you eat? Can I get a piece of sweet potato pie? So that being said, the low carb diet is great. It's amazing. It keeps you full. You lose weight so fast. Water weight first. I didn't know that first week was water weight. I just felt like I was doing it, and I maintained about 130 to 140 for a very long time, eating like that. And then I got to the point where I would just eat high protein or low carb during the week, and then the weekend I would have me a piece of cake. But, I just wanted to tell you about that, because it's hard to sustain. You got to find something that works for you. Now, if you're trying to get healthy, I would say it's a therapeutic diet too, because they've done a lot of research for it, and it's helped people. But again, I think it's helped people because they've lost weight, because you're not eating as much. You're full, okay? It's also helped because you've removed maybe some food allergies you had, maybe some foods that bacteria is not really working for you to break down. You've removed all that. So I don't know. At the end of the day, the low carb / high protein diets are amazing for weight loss. Even Dr. Narzan, that's his name, for my 600-pound life, he'd be like, I need you to be on a 1,200 calorie diet, and it's high protein, very low carb. Matter of fact, some people, he'd be like, no carb, and he'd be looking like, ooh, they can't even have a grape. They cannot even have a grape. But all that to say, all right, Healthy Fit family, I just wanted to share. Look into it if you want to, but I do think you will crash. Who knows? All right, Dallas, loved it. One time for Texas. I'm going back home to the DMV. Gotta catch this flight.